In this video, we're going to explore 8 of the best private islands for sale right now in the United States. And don't worry, whether you're pinching pennies or looking to splurge, we've got you covered with a wide range of options, starting with Loud Island. Northern Michigan is famous for its spectacular lakes and forests. With Loud Island, you now have the chance to own a piece of this beautiful landscape. This island is located in Oscoda, Michigan, right next to Lake Huron, one of the 5 Great Lakes of the United States. And as gorgeous as a lake is, the forests might just be even better. Just step out of your back door and you'll have breathtaking views of Huron National Forest, which stretches for 235,000 acres to the west of the island. And with this purchase, you get more than just the land itself. For the $3.2 million that it costs to buy, you get a beautifully maintained 7-bedroom 3-bath historic lodge that was built way back in the early 1900s. The original owner was timber magnate Edward Loud, hence the name of the island. And as you might expect from his line of work, this was a guy who knew how to build a wooden cabin. Constructed from hemlock and cedar wood, and with touches of redwood too, the lodge blends perfectly with the natural landscape, making it the cherry on top of this spectacular opportunity. But let's say that you have a much smaller budget, but you're still looking for some private land. Well, let me show you Carolina Key. Now, not everyone can afford a multi-million-dollar island, so on the other end of the spectrum, we've got, for just $300,000, this beautiful island, Carolina Key, and it has quite a fascinating history. Located within what's known as North Carolina's Outer Banks, it's not far from where one of the most puzzling episodes of colonial history took place. This is the site of the famous Lost Colony, where an entire settlement of English colonialists, including the very first English child to be born in America, mysteriously vanished in the late 1500s. They left no signs of violence or struggle, just a single word carved into a piece of wood, Croatoan. To this day, historians are still trying to work out what happened to these early settlers. But in the meantime, the island has developed into a mecca for tourists who come to enjoy the stunning Atlantic scenery that's free from crowded boardwalks and the busy nightlife that you'd find in places like Miami. Here, it's all about enjoying the outdoors. Whether it's kayaking, parasailing, or simply strolling along the sandy shoreline, you can really reconnect with the natural world here. In terms of the island itself, well, it's actually islands with an S. There are 10 different islands for sale, covering a total of 240 acres. Each one is a paradise in its own right, where you can enjoy fantastic birdwatching opportunities, or maybe fish or crab for your dinner. While you're at it, keep an eye out for dolphins. Here, you just never know when one might surprise you. And talking of surprises, this next island's price might surprise you too. Pumpkin Island, which comes with a hefty price tag of $95 million, is probably the most expensive island in the United States right now. Now, before I dive into the stunning details of this gem, let me just assure you that yes, you will have room to anchor your mega yacht here. The island's 20-dock marina has plenty of room for any kind of boat. Plus, there's a helipad disguised as a tennis court. Basically, what I'm saying is getting to and from this island couldn't be easier or more fun. It's just a 10-minute helicopter ride to Florida's famous South Beach, a place where palatial residences overlook one of the most popular beaches in the world. If you're into the nightlife, there's perhaps no better place than right here, where you can bump elbows with the likes of Jennifer Lopez, Lenny Kravitz, or Ricky Martin, all of whom own homes in the area. But you don't need to leave your island in order to have a good time. At 26 acres, you'll have plenty of space for you and your guests to hang out and enjoy the spectacular sunsets. Pumpkin Island includes a main house, a pool, 2 cabanas for employees, an apartment for the yacht captain, and your own private office, plus plenty of room to build more houses. So if you've got the budget and exclusivity and luxury are what you're looking for, then look no further than Pumpkin Island. Now, not too far from Pumpkin Island, there's the $15 million Little Hawkins Island that personally I just love. If you appreciate architectural beauty, then this is an island that you'll want to snag. With 4 separate buildings set on 3 acres of Georgia's finest scenery, this island looks like a small Spanish colonial village. The original owner fell in love with Georgia's coastal beauty, and you can tell that he took pride in everything that he built here. Filled with both antique and modern furniture from all over the world, Spanish terracotta tiles and elegant stone columns, this is truly the epitome of luxury. It's also very eco-friendly. It gets much of its energy from the geothermal system of over 30 wells, which ensures that your comfort is provided in the most responsible way. With a main house, 2 guest cottages, and a personal club, consider this place your own personal resort. But just in case you want a little bit extra, purchasing this island will also grant you membership in the exclusive Sea Island Club, a renowned Forbes 5-star resort. For our next island, let's head up north, 55 miles north of New York City to be exact. Here you'll find the 10-acre heart-shaped island known as Petra Island. What makes this island so special? Well, it has not just 1, but 2 Frank Lloyd Wright houses on it, at least unofficially. You see, back in 1950, the owner at the time commissioned the renowned Falling Water architect to design him a masterpiece for the 11-acre island. Wright designed 2 stunning houses, only to have the man admit that he couldn't actually afford to build either. In the end, Wright designed a small guest cottage which still lives on the island. But years later, another architect came along and, using Wright's original designs, brought that masterpiece to life. Sadly, the price of this island isn't listed, so you'll have to contact the seller, but one estimate puts it at about $14.9 million. For a one-of-a-kind treasure, I'd say it's probably worth it. Now, let me show you Captiva Key, which is a special Florida island that's different from the previous ones we've mentioned. That's because it sits smack bang in the middle of 350-acre Buck Key Federal Reserve. Buck Key is home to an abundance of plant and animal life that you can choose to see either up close or with a pair of binoculars. For the up-close experience, you can take a kayak straight through the middle of the spawning lagoons of mangrove trees, or you can take a more scenic route. Just be sure to take a guide. You wouldn't want to get lost in a sea of mangroves. The property for sale includes 13 acres of undeveloped land, plenty of space to build multiple homes. And if you ever miss the sights and sounds of civilization, Fort Myers, Florida is just a stone's throw away, across a narrow stretch of water. There you'll find everything you need, including an international airport. Let's just hope that the planes don't fly too low over your island. Now, fair warning, the next island on our list is not for the faint of heart. If that's you, you might want to look away now. You see, the 1.5-acre Duck Ledges Island, which is selling for $339,000, is located off the coast of Maine and is accessible by boat. With Maine's harsh winters, trying to get to the island between October and May is nearly impossible, which might explain why the island has been on the market for nearly a year. That, plus the fact that the current owner is very picky about who he sells to. In fact, he's requiring that every prospective owner has to spend at least 1 night on the island. That owner was a real estate agent who went from showing the island to prospective buyers to buying it himself. Now he's truly made it his own. He even built a 540 square foot cottage that's full of charming touches. Now, while this seems amazing, you've got to stick around for the next island that has an even more impressive residence. But coming back to Duck Ledges Island, the real charm lies in its isolation. According to the owner, there's nothing quite like living on a tiny island in the middle of the ocean. The only things here to break the silence are the waves and the seals that populate the area. You did say you wanted to get away, right? Now, for our last island, we're going to head back up to the Great Lakes region. This time to Lake Michigan. Basin Island, selling for $3.2 million, includes 26 acres of prime Wisconsin real estate. Now, if you think Wisconsin and private island don't go together in the same sentence, allow me to change your mind. Door Country, where the island is located, is nothing like the Wisconsin of dairy farms and cornfields that you might be imagining. This narrow peninsula, jutting out into Lake Michigan, is home to forests of pine and spruce, fields of lavender, and quaint little towns that are full of music and culture. That's to say, this is a truly special place. But speaking of special, wait until you check out the house that comes with your island. The 3-story structure is shaped like an octagon, and from the 3rd floor, you get a full 360-degree view of the surrounding area. The list of amenities is just too long to cover completely, but I should at least mention that it comes with a jacuzzi, a workshop, and an alternative energy system that includes solar panels. Plus, no need to bring furniture because the rooms are already decked out with beautiful rugs and couches. Oh, and for visiting the other sites located in the area, or simply to take advantage of the amazing fishing opportunities here, you get your own barge complete with cedar decking. Hey, once you spend a day lounging in your barge or tasting the fresh seafood in the local restaurants, you'll soon realise that you've found the escape that you're looking for. At least your US escape. Because internationally, there are hundreds of other affordable private islands available. If you'd like to check those out, then take a look at this video that's on screen now.